Hello everyone, I'm Sarvesh Patil and I'm recent graduate from IIT Bombay, and today I'll be sharing you all sequence pattern that you can follow to ace JEE mains examination. And by end of this video, you will get enough understanding about which pattern suits you the best and how you can increase 10 to 15 marks just by tweaking your pattern to the best optimal pattern possible. So without any ado, let's get started. Please remember that if you want to really understand what pattern suits you best, you have to watch the entire video. If you watch half the video, you will not be able to gain much of understanding and it might lead to negative marks. So make sure that you watch video full or you can skip it right away. So there are three subjects and you have three choices. Either you have first, second and third choice, and you have three subjects: physics, chemistry and math. At this position you can either choose one of the physics, chemistry and math. So you have three choices, and if you know permutation and combination, you have two choices here and one choice here. So in total we have to discuss 6 choices possible. Okay, so I'll give you step-by-step guidance and I'll talk about all the 6 patterns and how each pattern develops into a proper problem-solving strategy. I'll discuss that, and you can decide which of these patterns is suitable for you according to your convenience and your preparation. So let's get started. Firstly, let's discuss the pattern which I use. So my first pattern is I start with physics, then followed by chemistry and followed by math. Now I'll discuss why this pattern suits me the best, because first thing is I'm strong at physics. So if I'm solving a stronger topic or a stronger subject, naturally I'll feel better while solving question. So while solving, throughout this 3 hours, your target should be that you are performing at your best and you are maximizing this 3 hours. So when I start with physics, I get that motivation and energy to solve the questions, because most of the times I'm able to solve that question. Okay, now I devote around 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 10 minutes to the physics, and I almost aim to score between 70 to 90 marks in physics. So this is my first target, that I'll spend 1 hour 10 minutes, because physics involves a lot of numerical calculation, so it takes slightly more than 1 hour time. So I choose around 1 hour 10 minutes and I aim to solve questions such that I get 70 to 90 marks. And now after solving physics, I gain much confidence that okay, 1 hour 15 minutes has passed and I have already scored around 70 to 90 marks because I'm confident about that subject. Next, I choose chemistry. For chemistry, for a lot of questions, either you know the answer or you don't know. So in that case, either you can solve it or you are not able to solve it. But that decision for each question will take around 10 to 15 seconds only. So according to that, I devote around 40 to 45 minutes for chemistry. Now in this 40 to 45 minutes, I again aim to get around 60 to 80 marks out of 100 in this chemistry subject. Now once I have sorted that, after 2 hours, I have confidence that I have around 130 to 170 marks secured already according to my calculations and my understanding. Now I'm at much more peace and now ready to solve maths. Now maths takes much more time to attempt, and it is difficult to maximize your marks and score well within 1 hour frame. Now it completely depends on your confidence level. For most of the cases, people find maths difficult as compared to chemistry or physics, but if your maths is strong, then you can switch the places, and I'll talk about it in a bit. But let's go ahead with this particular strategy first. Now I have around 1 hour time left, and which is devoted to one of the toughest subject, or we can say for me it takes time to solve maths questions. Although I scored really well in maths, I can still say it completely depends on your paper and what you get in the examination. And it is highly uncertain that you score really well in maths for most of the people. So in generic sense, it is important that you devote 1 hour and you keep it at last. and I aim to get somewhere around 50 to upwards of 90 marks in the maths again, because although maths takes a lot of time, if you get a slightly easy paper, it is very easy to get 90 marks if you do well. In total, if we add this up, I aim to get 180 to 260 marks in my entire exam. Now this is a very broad spectrum. I roughly ended up getting around 180 to 250 marks on each and every paper that I attempted, and that's why I think, okay, this strategy works for me, because whatever I have predicted, I'm getting around that marks only. And that's why like this strategy worked for me. Now I'll tell you pros and cons of this particular strategy, and we'll dive deeper into it. Like, let's repeat the reason why I choose physics first, because physics is a stronger topic for me and I get confidence irrespective of whether a paper is hard or easy. I can do well in physics. Secondly, I chose chemistry because chemistry is easy to solve. Either you know the answer or you don't know. So you can save time and score a lot of marks here. Lastly, maths, because maths, although even if you are strong at math, it takes time to solve maths questions, and keeping it last ensures that you are not wasting time while attempting the paper, and you are maximizing your marks here first, and then whatever time is remaining you can devote to harder and lengthy questions which are there in maths. This is the pattern 1 that we have discussed completely, and I guess I have given you in detail explanation of why I have chosen each and every topic at particular place. Now we'll move ahead and we'll talk about other strategies. Now the second strategy, which could be flipping physics and maths position. So the pattern will be first maths, then chemistry, and then physics. For the later strategies or later sequences, it will take less time, because now you have a gain understanding of why we are choosing particular subject at particular position. Now if you have chosen maths, chemistry and physics as your sequence, then obviously there are 3 things that you should keep in mind. First, your maths should be absolute strong. Like, you should be ready to solve lengthy questions within less amount of time, and you should not devote more than 1 hour 15 minutes, because we have just flipped maths and physics and the nature of the subject remains same as compared to chemistry. I'm keeping the time frame same, that you should be devoting 1 hour 15 minutes to this particular subject, and then again you should be aiming, according to your preparation, you should be aiming around 60 to 90 marks. Now I have given you broad range because each and every student will be different, and according to your preparation you should choose range. You can narrow this range according to your convenience. If you are not so good student, then you can keep it as 60 to 70, and if you are a strong student, you can keep it as 80 to 90. Okay, then chemistry, as always I say that in chemistry either you know answer or you don't know, so you should not be taking more than 50 minutes to this particular subject. You can take up to minimum, you should be devoting 40 minutes, maximum 60 minutes, but not more than that. And so this is the range that you should be following, and then this will count to roughly 2 hours, maybe more than that, and whatever remaining time is there you should be devoting to physics. And now let's talk about the marks ranges. So for chemistry, you should be ideally targeting 70 to 90 marks. You can keep it as 60 also, similar to this. And for physics, again 60 to 90 marks. So this is the rough range. You should be personalizing this range according to your convenience and your ability to attempt the paper. Now we have discussed this particular pattern, and I guess the reasoning is pretty clear. If you are strong at maths and you maybe are not comfortable with physics, then you should be following MCP strategy. Now next strategy is chemistry first, and then followed by physics, followed by maths, and then again we'll discuss another strategy parallelly: chemistry first, then maths, then physics. Now the only difference between these two strategies is that you are doing physics first after chemistry, and you are doing maths first. Now it completely depends on which subject is stronger for you. As I previously said, if physics is stronger for you, you should be going ahead with this, and if maths is stronger for you, you should be going ahead with this. Now let's compare these two strategies with previously discussed strategies. Now why and when you should be choosing chemistry as your first subject. Now the very important fact is, if your chemistry is stronger and you are consistently scoring more than 70% marks, in your chemistry consistently, then you should be going ahead with this particular strategy. If this is not true, then another criteria would be your more than 40 to 50% marks are coming from chemistry alone, like while solving paper. So let's say you are getting 200 marks and around 80 marks are from chemistry only. If you have this kind of scenario where your 40 to 50% marks from your mock test are from chemistry consistently, then maybe your chemistry is stronger as compared to maths and physics, and maybe we can reduce this criteria to 35 to 45%, because this is the safe ballpark. If your marks for chemistry, when we calculate the percentage, are between 35 to 45%, then you should be going ahead with chemistry first, because naturally you will end up scoring well in chemistry. You will gain confidence. The entire purpose of choosing sequences, remember that you want to maximize your positiveness and ability to solve questions throughout the exam. You should be choosing that topic first, which is stronger for you, so that you can maximize your marks. Now if you choose chemistry first for this particular case or this particular case, if one of these satisfies, then you should be choosing chemistry first. Now you have chosen chemistry. After that, like time frame remains same, around 45 minutes you should be devoting for this, and once this 45 minutes are done, then around 1 hour 15 minutes for one subject and 1 hour for another subject, depending on whichever is stronger for you. Okay, so this is strategy number 3 and this is strategy number 4. Now we have almost discussed 4 major strategies. Like there are 2 more strategies left, and I feel they are not necessarily important, because like whatever strategies we have already discussed, a part of it is covered by these 4 strategies only. The remaining would be to keeping chemistry at the end, and I don't think this is a good strategy for most of the students, but I'll tell you where it is important. Now chemistry at the end, then physics, then maths, and then maths, and then physics. These 2 remain same. We have already discussed this multiple times, that when you should be doing maths first, when you should be doing physics first. And then time frame always remains same, 1 hour 15 minutes for first subject, 1 hour for second subject, and 45 minutes for chemistry. This number will remain same, and 1 hour 15 minutes and 1 hour will depend on which subject is stronger. Usually there are 2 strategies. You can tweak this as well. Now 1 hour and 1 hour 15 minutes and 45 minutes. Either you can devote more time to the stronger subject, or you can devote more time to the weaker subject. Now it will completely depend on how much time you take to completely attempt the stronger subject. Okay, it completely depends on that. For my case, I was able to do entire physics in 1 hour. So I was able to solve my stronger subject within 1 hour. That's why I was choosing 1 hour for physics, and then followed by 1 hour 15 minutes for maths and 45 minutes for chemistry. If you are able to solve your stronger subject in 1 hour, then go ahead with that. If you are not able to solve it, then you should be devoting whatever time it takes to solve the strongest subject. So if your strongest subject is physics, and if you are not able to solve it within 1 hour, you should be devoting 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 10 minutes, whatever time it takes to solve the strongest subject. Now I hope that this is clear, that which time frame you should choose for your strongest subject. It completely depends on how much time it takes for you to solve the strongest subject. Okay, now let's get back to this 5th and 6th strategy. You should be doing chemistry at last, only when your chemistry is weak and you are not confident about chemistry. See, irrespective of you like chemistry or not, chemistry is certainly very rewarding subject. In terms of, if you know it, you will be able to score very high marks in less time. Okay, so chemistry is a very rewarding subject, and I'm not a big fan of chemistry, but I knew that the chemistry is rewarding subject, and if I want rank, chemistry will definitely help me get the higher rank. So although I'm not a big fan of chemistry and I don't like to read about it, I was forcing myself to do this subject well, because I knew that this will give me much more benefit and advantage as compared to other subjects. That's why I don't recommend this strategy. This strategy means that you are weak in chemistry and someone might find that okay, chemistry is easy subject, let me put it at the end and let me do the harder subject first. Because chemistry is rewarding, I can as well do it at the end and address harder subject first. But the downside of this is, if you choose this particular strategy, the problem is if you get hard maths or physics paper, your confidence will drop at the beginning. And I don't want your confidence to drop at the beginning, because that will lead to you scoring not so well in last two subjects. If your confidence drops at physics, then you will end up scoring bad in maths and chemistry. If your confidence drops at math, you will end up scoring bad at physics, chemistry. That's why it is important that you maintain your confidence throughout the paper. That's why keeping chemistry at the middle ensures that you gain somewhat confidence even if your first paper or first subject is not so good, or even if you are prepared well for first subject, if the paper is hard itself, you can't do much about it, then chemistry will give you certainly positive boost. That's why I don't recommend this particular strategy. You should be going ahead with this particular strategy only when your chemistry is so weak that you have to go ahead with physics and math. I guess I have covered all 6 strategies and I have roughly discussed pros and cons. Do let me know which strategy suits best for you, and I'll recommend, if you're in 11th or 10th standard and if you're giving mock test, I will recommend you to do trials and errors and see which strategy suits you best. And don't just go ahead with 1 or 2 trials for one particular strategy. Ideally, I would recommend that you choose for yourself 2 or 3 strategies at max, and then just keep on solving papers, changing this strategy throughout next 2 to 3 months, and see which strategy suits you best. You should be solving at least 3 to 4 papers like for each strategy. So if you choose physics, chemistry, maths as sequence, you should be solving 3 to 4 papers and then make a judgment like which strategy suits you best. Don't make a judgment based on one single mock test, because it will not give you enough idea about like how you are performing in that particular scenario. Solve 3 to 4 mock test, and I hope that you will get enough understanding and you will get clarity in terms of which sequence suits you the best. All the best, keep studying harder, keep working harder, and comment down below which strategy you think is best for you particularly. All the best. Like this video and subscribe to the channel if you find this useful.